Welcome to Tesla Global, the home of the latest Tesla news. Let's get into the video. Tesla to shut down production at Gigafactory Berlin to upgrade the factory and add a shift. Tesla is reportedly going to shut down production at Gigafactory Berlin in order to upgrade the factory and add a shift to achieve higher production capacity. The top priority at Tesla is to ramp up production to catch up with customer demand. The automaker is doing that at all its factories, but the ramps are more significant at Gigafactory Berlin and Gigafactory Texas, which only recently started production. Giga Berlin appeared to be doing relatively well, thanks to utilizing the 2,170 cells, which enables a battery infrastructure that Tesla is used to, and it achieved a production rate of 1,000 model vehicles per week in June. Giga Texas appeared to be falling behind since it had difficulties ramping up production of the 4,680 battery cell and structural battery pack, but we reported that last week that the factory ramped up production significantly, with Tesla starting to build Model Y long range with 2,170 cells at the plant. Now Tesla is looking for Gigafactory Berlin to catch up, and it will reportedly shut down the factory for about 2 weeks in order to upgrade it. Germany's Bild reported the news today. According to Bild information, Tesla therefore wants to interrupt operations for 2 weeks starting next Monday. It is unclear how many of the 4,500 employees will be sent on vacation and how many technicians will remain to convert production. The publication also says that the automaker will add a third shift and start producing electric motors at the factory instead of importing them from Gigafactory Shanghai. According to employees, after the break in production, work should be carried out in 3 instead of 2 shifts. In addition, Tesla could then start manufacturing the drive in a neighboring hall. While the upgrade could help, Gigafactory Berlin's biggest bottleneck is reportedly its workforce. Over the last few months, there have been many reports of Tesla having issues hiring and retaining employees. Some of them suggested that salaries have been a particular issue, and the local union, IG Metall, was starting to get involved. But Tesla did increase salaries by 6% for many employees in order to address the concern. It will require a significant hiring effort for Tesla to add a third shift at the plant after the factory restart later this month. Tesla's Giga Berlin said to produce only black and white Model Ys. What happened to the world's most advanced paint shop Elon Musk promised in 2020? If you live in Europe and are planning to buy a Tesla Model Y, you'd better like how the electric crossover looks in black or white, because those are the only choices you're going to get. These 2 exterior paints are the only ones being applied to the electric crossover at Tesla's Gigafactory Berlin Brandenburg, according to a report from Germany's Automobile Woche. Customers who order the Model Y in solid black or pearl white multi-coat can expect to have their vehicles delivered in October, which is a reasonable delivery timeline. However, those who prefer to have their Model Y painted red, blue or silver will have wait until March 2023 at the earliest to get their EVs delivered from Tesla's Gigafactory Shanghai in China. The Tesla Model Y entered production at Giga Berlin in March 2022, but it's unclear whether it has been built from the beginning with only black or white paint options, or that's a more recent development. Either way, that's surprising considering what Elon Musk said about the Berlin plant's paint shop 2 years ago, when he promised the world's most advanced paint shop, with more layers of stunning colors that subtly change with curvature. According to industry sources cited by the report, there have been problems at the paint shop since production began in March. No details were provided, though. In related news, production at Tesla's German plant will take a planned 12-day break starting this week to optimize manufacturing during the summer vacation. The main objectives with the plant overhaul are to ensure car bodies only spend 45 seconds at each manufacturing station, instead of the current 90 seconds, and move to a 3-shift operation. This also applies to the paint shop. In the second quarter of this year, Tesla's new plants in Texas and Germany only contributed about 6,000 cars to the company's overall production of 258,580 units, according to analysts. The EV maker's annual production target for Giga Berlin is 500,000 vehicles, but Elon Musk warned that it won't be easy hitting that target. Last month, he said the Texas and Berlin plants are losing billions of dollars as they have hardly any output and require massive expenses to operate. The executive likened the new plants to gigantic money furnaces and said it will take more effort to bring them to high-volume production than it took to build them in the first place. Panasonic selects Kansas as site of its North American 4,680 plant. Tesla battery supplier Panasonic has reportedly decided to build its next battery plant in Kansas, USA. The facility is expected to provide high-capacity 4,680 battery cells to American electric vehicle manufacturer Tesla. Reports of Panasonic's upcoming United States plant have been around for several months now. Back in March, the Nippon Hoso Kyokai, NHK, or the Japan Broadcasting Corporation published a report stating that Panasonic had shortlisted Kansas and Oklahoma as potential sites for its new battery factory. As noted in a recent Nikkei Asia report, Panasonic opted for Kansas due to a variety of factors, such as its proximity to Tesla's Gigafactory Texas facility and some favorable tax deals. The Japanese company is reportedly expecting to invest several $billion in its Kansas battery plant. Panasonic has adopted a number of aggressive targets for its battery production activities. Panasonic reportedly aims to triple or even quadruple its EV battery production capacity by fiscal 2028 from its current 50 gigawatt-hours per year. If successful, Panasonic's capacity could reach 150 to 200 gigawatt-hours by fiscal 2028. Panasonic will likely be busy in the near future. The company reportedly plans to install 2 production lines at its battery component facility in Wakayama Prefecture in Japan in fiscal 2023. The facility could then begin to produce 4,680 cells for Tesla. The investment is expected to cost about 80 billion yen, $580 million. Tesla's 4,680 battery cells are expected to carry the electric vehicle maker's lineup over the coming years. With vehicles like the Cybertruck and the Semi entering production next year, Tesla would need to secure a strong supply of 4,680 cells, even if it needs to tap into numerous sources to do so. These include Panasonic and LG Energy Solution, as well as the electric car maker's own battery production efforts. UK government updates its anti-FUD website. The government of the United Kingdom updated its anti-FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt website recently. I took a quick look at it and also used the Wayback Machine web archival website to compare the updates with the previous version of the website. According to the Wayback Machine, the UK government updated the webpage yesterday, July 12. The updates show that although EVs are becoming more mainstream, the FUD is evolving. The website addresses the following worries. EVs are too expensive. EVs don't have enough battery range. Building EVs create more greenhouse gas emissions than it saves. The battery will need to be replaced after 5 years. Batteries can't be recycled and will all end up in landfills. Materials used in batteries come from questionable sources. There's not enough lithium to manufacture the batteries. EVs can't be driven or charged in the rain. EVs can't tow or be towed. There are not enough charging stations to meet demand. It takes too long to charge. Only people with off-street parking will be able to easily charge their EVs. There are many chargers in London but hardly any outside of London. All public charging stations are broken. There are too many apps and different types of connectors. The grid won't be able to cope if everyone switches to EVs. EVs are not greener because of emissions from electricity generation. You have to dig up all of the country to lay more cables. It's easier to switch all ICE vehicles to burn hydrogen. New and old FUD. It's good to see the UK government fighting anti-FUD. In the previous version of the website, the myth that battery swapping was the best way to transition to zero emissions was debunked. This was completely taken out of the updated version. The myth that there isn't enough lithium is new in the update. That myth seems to be growing in popularity. Even Elon Musk has debunked this numerous times. He even brought it up in our interview on my podcast. He explained that it's not the lack of lithium but the refining of it that's challenging. The limitation, I think, is actually more, for example, with lithium. It's more lithium refinement than it is the actual mining. So you take the ore that contains lithium and you've got to refine it and get it to battery-grade lithium hydroxide or lithium carbonate. And it has to be extremely pure, otherwise you could have breakdown in the cell. You can't have impurities in the cell because it would cause the cell to fail. So, the challenge and with a lot of the ingredients into lithium-ion batteries is the processing. It's not the fundamental rarity of lithium that is very common. It's one of the most common elements on Earth. But you've got to turn it into battery-grade lithium.